Good friggin' morning from New England, folks, and welcome back to episode 27 of the So New England podcast. I am your host, Ian Brownhill, joined by my co-host, best friend, Robert Travisano, and all things life's better in New England, So New England podcast producer, Vincent Guarneri. Wow. Oh, okay, so now you have your own soundboard. I love that. Guys, no introduction truly needed for this amazing individual. We are very excited to have her with us today, but of course, she is so deserving of one. So, RJ, why don't you please let us know who today's guest is?
I got to contribute here. So, our guest today hails from the big brother state of Massachusetts, Canton to be exact. Her content has earned her the following of 500,000 followers between TikTok and Instagram. Whether it's her daily dose of in the life that everybody, and I mean everybody, can relate to, maybe a touch of her super funny side, introducing her super handsome bed hog of a roommate, a pup named Scooby, who, as a fellow dog parent, the sound bites are on point, or some of my personal favorite content, her mental and physical health journey, which I can speak for everybody and anybody. We are so very proud of you. And if you are on that same journey yourself, make sure you start at our guest's page. It's a phenomenal place to be. She has also come to us with quite the announcement accomplishment today, and I can't wait to share it with you. So and it is my pleasure to welcome our guest, the lovely Miss Andrea Tamasi.
Wow.
Hello.
How does that feel, getting an introduction like that?
That feels incredible. Feels like I made the right decision.
Yeah. Welcome to the So New England podcast. We were just chatting, folks, that this is her first official podcast, being the famous gal that you are now.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We're very honored. So we're super pumped to be able to bring you to our audience and hopefully utilize this platform for your audience to learn a little bit more about you.
Definitely.
So I'm going to make it plain and simple. Tell us about yourself.
All right. Well, oh man.
Brag. I want you to brag.
29 years old. I used to be a teacher, actually. That's where I kind of started after college. I went to CU Boulder in Boulder, Colorado. Go Buffs. And then I came back home to be closer to family. And this it all stems from my mental health, honestly. So I'm just going to jump right into it.
Yeah, go
jump
for
into
it.
the trauma.
Dive right in.
But yeah, I've been dealing with depression and anxiety since I was 2016. So I think I was like 22 or so. Ebbed and flowed for a while, but ultimately it got really bad in 21 or 22. I'm like blanking out. But I went and got treatment for it. So when I came back from treatment, which basically helped me gain the tools to navigate living life with depression and anxiety, which has been amazing. And half of my platform is all about that, just making people feel less alone. But when I came back, I didn't want to go back to teaching. I just felt disconnected from it. Wanting to tell the kids to shut the fuck up all the time. But no, on a serious note, I was really fortunate to go into our family's business, a manufacturing company in Avon, Mass, called Aspirations. My grandfather started it. My dad took it over, and I did some admin work there. Leveled up to administrative coordinator recently, and then social media started taking off, and I was looking for a new job because I was ready to transition back into the real world. And then my social media took off, and I was like, wait, I might be able to make this happen. You kind of piped in a little bit when I first DM'd you. You were like, keep going. And now I just got to a point where I have a manager, making some brand deals, doing the content on TikTok, Instagram, and I'm just like, let's do it. I'm ready to continue to inspire people, make people laugh, and share Scooby with the world.
Yes.
I love that. That's fantastic.
Amazing.
And thank you for being vulnerable and sharing that kind of stuff with us. I think I speak for both RJ and myself. We're both mental health advocates.
Absolutely.
I have been in and out of therapy most of my life, but I've recently been committed for about almost 2.5 years now.
That's awesome.
Just trying to take care of it. I started with panic attacks and anxiety when I was in 7th grade.
Wow.
First time I ever experienced my first panic attack, which was pretty tough. I also have ADHD, so it can become incredibly overwhelming with the loop and everything in your head, So, if anybody can take anything away from this, it's, making sure that they reach out and ask for help. And RJ, the same, we all, I'm 32,
Absolutely.
He's 33. I'll be 33 very soon too as well. So
very true.
Life is difficult. It was amazing growing up in the time that we did, but I think we're all we're all battling some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know?
100%.
So, and I think it's great that you're using your platform for it.
Thank you.
What kind of experience has that been like for you, sharing that? Have you connected with a lot of people over it?
Yeah, I think a lot of like DMs have come in, which are just honestly amazing. And it makes me want to do it more, because I think what it comes down to is not everyone can share or wants to share. So if you have that voice and you feel inspired to share, why not do it? And when I was really struggling, I really struggled with the online world and people who were content creators. I was like, this isn't real life. I wasn't seeing a lot of realness and a lot of like, you know, laying in bed and being upset and being depressed and people not being like honest. So I did, when I started to really pursue it, I was like, I want to show the good. I want to show the bad. I want to show the funny. I want to show everything about myself. And if the world likes it, the world likes it. And, you know, I've met a lot of cool people along the way so far. And I just really want people to know that they're not alone, and also that there are tools out there. You just have to find the tools that work for you, and then you can get back to that life. Because people are like, I never saw this side of you before. I'm like, literally when I started healing and became a better version of myself, I was like, I'm kind of fucking funny. Like, let's roll with this. Like, I used to always think that my brothers were so funny. Now I'm like making everyone laugh at the dinner table. I'm like, I love it. But yeah, also shout out to my family, because they're the best support system, and I'm super lucky to have them.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's
amazing.
What was there like a pivotal moment for you? Or excuse me, was there like a pivotal moment for you where you're like, this is like, I need to get help? Are you okay with sharing that?
Yeah.
I don't know like how deep you're willing to go here. I just,
absolutely.
You know, I think this is an interesting topic, and I would really love to get more details on what it was that for you, because I think, I'm not speaking for everybody, but I think in most decisions in life, we all kind of hit a point where we have to make a decision on what we're going to do.
Oh,
about something.
yeah.
So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what yours was, and then what kind of steps you took, because this could be help for someone if they're listening.
Yeah,
on
definitely.
what steps they can take, where to turn, and
This is exactly what I want to do. So I'm more than happy to share. I remember it very vividly. I was struggling like off and on, like I said, for a while. And then I got to the point where we had a family vacation coming up, and I could not get out of bed. And I hadn't really told my family what was going on, because I was trying to put on that brave face. Like, I don't want them to know I'm in a bad rut again. And then my mom came in my room and was like, we're leaving soon. I'm like, I can't go. I need help. And she kind of looked at me like what? And then, because as a mom, she probably was like, wait, I thought things were fine. Right. And then I was just like, no, like I really need help. Like it's pretty bad. I dealt with a lot of suicidal ideation, which there's a big difference, I think, with being suicidal and suicidal ideation. I was thinking about it a lot. I never had the plan to go through with it. And I feel like people are like, I can't talk about it because I never went to the extremes. And it's like, no, this is a real thing. Suicidal ideation is really hard to go through. You feel very isolated. Your mind's playing tricks on you. And I just explained that to my family, and they were amazing. They researched different treatment centers, because I'd been in therapy for years, and I was like, I need something more. We found a place called the Lindner Center of Hope in Mason, Ohio. Their website's super informative. And I stayed in Sipsey House, which was residential treatment. And it was basically like 16 people, in like, it was a hospital, but once it broke off to residential, it did feel more like a hotel. And I just was able to be in group care, one-on-one care. I had a whole team dedicated to me. And it was the first time in my life where I really said everything that was going on with me, like between an eating disorder, between anxiety, depression. And I felt like heard for the first time, and was getting supported in ways that normal CBT therapy wasn't helping before. So long story short, I was there. I extended a few times. I was there for 2 months. So I left my whole life for 2 months, left my amazing dog, Scooby. And yeah, I came out on new medication. They like safely weaned me off, got me on the right medication for myself. And then I honestly left there and still was very scared for life. But then I started tapping into the tools that they taught me, which you mentioned, like what works for me. And it's little things. Like, it doesn't have to be the big thing. It can be going for a walk. Feeling cold air on my face is like so refreshing to me. Laying in bed with Scooby, doing a puzzle. Like, it's little things that have brought me joy and kind of take me away. Or sometimes it's just going online and talking about it has actually helped. Oh, good. So
good for you.
Sorry, I'm like already rambling,
No.
but
This is not rambling. This is
yeah,
this is
great.
Thank you for letting me share it, because like I do talk about it a lot online, but it's nice to have it all in kind of one spot right now and just really lay it out there, because it just, when I was really struggling, I did not think I was going to get better. I truly was like, why am I come from such a great life. Why am I so depressed? And now 2 years out of it, 2.5 years, I'm like, it is possible. I need to tell people that it's possible because they don't believe it. So someone has to believe it for them. And that's kind of my goal right now. If you're listening to this and you're struggling, I believe in you. I will believe in it for you. And that's kind of,
that's great.
Yeah.
I think I'm kind of in awe because this kind of moment here that we're sharing reminds me on a regular basis that, you know, as cheesy as it sounds with everyone's going through a battle, but it's not secluded to a certain bunch. You know, coming from, like you said, you come from a good family, you come from a good upbringing, you had resources your entire life. You're not the picturesque person that we put on a wall and say, oh, this person's most likely pretty depressed. Exactly. And I felt very isolated and alone most of my life that way too, where I was like, I have a good family. I have these good things. Why in the middle of class do I just get flushed and I feel like I'm running from a tiger even though I'm sitting at a computer desk right now? Like, it doesn't make sense that I'm panicking and having these issues. You know, and then as you get older, you kind of learn, and I've turned it into a tool and a resource for me now, and it's changed my life and in fact saved it. I've never personally dealt with the suicidal ideations or anything like that. My anxiety kind of led me more down the path of, I wonder if I'll ever get there with these thoughts. Is this what leads to those type of behaviors? I'm not sure. Yeah. More of an OCD, obsessive compulsion, about thoughts and less of action. So it's just very eye-opening for me. I'm learning from you right here in 2 months. I mean, yeah, that's a long time. And
it wasn't easy.
Good for you to commit to something like that. I mean,
thank you.
I'm very motivated and inspired by you at the moment.
Thank you.
This is great.
Thank you. That makes me feel good. I mean, like I said, I was fortunate enough to be able to go to a place like this. And that's another thing is I know it's not easily accessible for everyone. So it's like, why not post about it online where it's technically free? So if someone stumbles across my page, I've gotten messages from moms, dads, like people of all ages just being like, thank you. You've made me feel seen today. And like, I can't express how much that means to me because that's really what I want to do. Like, I love making people laugh, but mental health means so much to me. And yeah, I mean, it's hard because now I've been on such a good streak, right? But I also want to be very like vulnerable and open that I still have my moments, but I catch myself now and have the tools, and and that's the key.
Utilize the tools.
Yeah.
See, those are the comments that people need to stick. Stay out of the DMs and the comments, you keyboard warriors. If you ain't got nothing good to say, keep it moving.
Yeah. Oh, my thing
Get it out of there.
With the hate comments, I literally envision no matter what age, gender, who you are, sitting in your mother's basement with a TV stand in front of you, like miserable. That's how I think. You're just a miserable person that,
good for you.
And that's what's gotten me through, because I've definitely dealt with online hate. That first viral video went up, it went south, it went everywhere, as they do. And
it's a lot, I'm sure, too, because we joke about it all the time. I've gotten much better with it. And if you go to the first couple episodes of the podcast, I'm like ready to go in the comments and fight. Like all the time. I joke with him about it. But lately I've been like, like, what? Are you that bored?
Yeah.
You got nothing better to do? And it's such a good way to do it, is like, that's a good picture. I'm going to take that little tool from you because that's hilarious. I picture the South Park where they play the video games and Cartman's just down there playing his game.
Yes, I love South Park. Thank you.
I think, excuse me. I think it kind of goes without saying that you know that you are a viral sensation when the hate comments come in.
That's true.
Yeah. I think that's very true.
I've often repetitively said that you know, your video is trending when the hate starts. That's how you know. So when you get your negative comment, just go, ooh, viral.
Exactly.
Yeah, right? I don't know what that was. That's okay.
Okay,
so let's take a step back a little bit, because you left a little nugget in there. I did not know that you used to be a school teacher.
Yes.
So what grade did you teach?
So,
what class? And where did the inspiration, because you obviously went to school for teaching, tell us how that bubble existed in your world.
Yeah, I studied communication in elementary education. I will be completely transparent. I didn't finish the school of education. I kind of fell out of love with it a little bit. So I ended up graduating with just communication, but I still consider those years of those classes valuable. So when I graduated, I worked in the service industry for a little bit, was trying to figure it out, like worked in hospitality, and then came back to Massachusetts, started taking the 5 tests you have to take to become a Massachusetts teacher. Passed 3, kept failing 2, not a test taker kind of gal. And
Ditto.
yeah, but then COVID happened and actually blessed me in a way because there became a emergency licensure where you just needed the 3 that I had. So I got to teach 5th grade.
Look at that.
I was an ed assistant in 3rd grade, and I was a building sub for 1 year. So I had 3 years of 3 different roles at the school I went to as a kid. So I was now side by side. Shout out the Hanson School in Canton, Mass. I love them. And was teaching with my 4th grade teacher. Like, it was
awesome.
so cool.
Wow, what
And
a full circle moment.
yeah, and I still love teaching, but I think I love creating and like having it all come together in a way,
Yeah.
Now I feel like I do still teach, but it's just a little differently. Like maybe it's more about
100%.
mental health and
Literally, we're 10 minutes in, and your communication degrees come to massive use.
Yeah.
Also, if you're
seriously.
looking for any private students, elementary education for communications right here. You can start there. This guy would love... What?
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 I had one little
No,
blurb
okay.
in the intro, and this is what you do in the middle of the podcast. Rude.
Oh, that's really cool, though. I'm right there with you when it comes to taste test. Also, I will be your second private student. Taking tests was not my strong suit.
Yeah.
In fact,
Can
school was
concur.
just never a strong suit.
Same.
But,
Yeah.
not for me.
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry. I won't
So
go
you're
there.
from Canton, Mass, you said?
Yes.
Very cool. You like growing up in New England?
Yeah, I do. I think that there's a lot of content you can get from growing up in New England, as you know, too.
Yes,
But,
absolutely.
yeah, I grew up here, and I got to a point where I wanted to leave, and that's when I went to school in Boulder, Colorado. Absolutely loved it. Like, I love Colorado.
Yes.
But came back for family, and I did watch the last episode, and I know New York's not a great topic, but I'm planning to move there to be closer to my brothers.
Cut it. Cut this out right
Kick her
now.
out. She's done.
You
Great.
cannot
Thanks
go
all
to
for
New York.
listening.
That's just not allowed. You can go to Boston. You can go up to that city, but you're not allowed to New York. Why would you go to New York?
It smells there.
You're going
know.
to lose all of your smell and taste. It's going to be like you have COVID permanently. It's just going to, you just taste and smell completely
What
gone.
part?
Brooklyn. So it's a little different.
Like
you-
Dumbo,
from the
Brooklyn,
Bronx, New York.
Park Slope. Where are you going?
like Williamsburg area, hopefully.
Oh, nice.
So
Bougie.
my brothers live there, and I'm best friends with my brothers. They live like a block from each other. It's so hard. I have the
that's
worst
cool.
FOMO, and I was just like, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna do month to month. So if I hate it, which I might, I'll come back.
Yeah.
I think New England will always be home. It's like where I'll probably end up, but I want to push myself in the content industry. Be near my brothers, like for however long, and just
Have
enjoy
fun.
it.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
going to be
yourself.
awesome. You're
Yeah,
going to
you're
have a ton
gonna
of
have
fun.
fun.
Yeah, and like I always think back, I'm like, 2.5 years ago, me would never imagine this. First off, never imagined sitting in this seat. Second of all, like just any of this. So I'm just really trying to like take life by the balls and
That's
just
it.
go for it.
You got them in your hand right now.
Yeah.
So.
Do it up.
So then tell me, how did we get to our first...
So
How did we get to the first viral sensation video? When did the content start? How does your thought process, the creative process, like how do you come up with this stuff? Where do you draw inspiration from? Like tell us the content stuff.
yeah, definitely. So I have always been someone who like posts on social media, but for a long time I was using like other people's sounds and stuff. I wasn't really tapping into who I am. And I really enjoy watching videos where people are just talking and being relatable. So I was sitting in my car before work with my dunks, as I do, and because my commute to work is very short. So I like getting my coffee and sitting in my car for a sec. It's where a lot of my videos are filmed. And I was just like, oh, I don't want to go to work today. I never really wanted to, because I was always, I feel like I'm destined to be more like this, like do stuff like this and be social and like talk to people, not sit at a desk all day. So I was like, I don't want to go to work. And then this video came to my mind where I was like, if I go back in time and tell the woman who stood up for her right to work to shut the fuck up. And then I was like, it's going to get 100 likes like my other ones. Picked my phone up at lunch, 20 million views. I quite literally ran to the bathroom like sweating because, all the comments come. You're like, what's going on? It's a very interesting feeling because it's like fear, excitement, scared. People are like, we want to know more about you. But I capitalized quick. Like I was like, I'm going to keep thinking of scenarios that make you want to tell people to shut the fuck up. Because I mean, guys, how annoying are we as humans? Like there's so many things.
I was going to say, so it's New Englanders for sure.
Yes.
Because there was a few where I was like, I think I'm going to need some of these sound bits myself.
Yeah. So I just kept like diving into it. And then as people were getting hooked, I started showing more of myself and kind of lucked out because I've, you know, it's been Scooby, it's been mental health, it's been the shut the fuck up stuff. And I think it'll always be like shut the fuck up will always be my roots, like the STFU. I love it. New merch is coming soon. Stay tuned for that.
Let's go.
But
link in the bio. Sorry, Chens. More work for Chens.
Yeah, I just relatable like niche stuff is definitely my vibe. Like
yeah.
I mean, you guys have seen it. Like I'll do it from my car. I'll just lay in bed. Like I don't really care because I feel like that's more real. Whatever it comes to me, I'm gonna record it. So that's kind of been the vibe.
I fucking died the other day with your video that was like, I don't think that my brother is actually like related. I just found that out because he asked me to go for a hike.
Oh my God.
And I'm
in
like,
fucking Canton, Massachusetts. Where are we gonna hike? Blue Hills? Like, oh my God. I literally looked at him and I was
let's go on a hill walk.
I was so into that, like the first like 10 seconds were like, I thed it
was real. I thought it was real tea. I was like, oh shit.
That's
Yeah.
what I said. I was like,
You-
oh, this is
you
gonna
have
be
to
real.
hook them.
And then you got him with the, he wants to go for a hike, and I was like,
And I felt so bad because some people didn't watch the full video and were commenting that like they had similar situations. I'm like, no. Like, but yeah,
that's a good one.
Yeah,
So
my-
I
I don't know how you approach like the comment stuff. So like when I first started, my growth was incredibly slow, inconsistent. So it's been 4 years and I do have a good following, but there are people who have been doing this for a year or half the time and they've got triple the following.
Yeah.
And it just has to go, I believe, with viral ability. And I have stayed consistent with the niche stuff with like my New England character. I've done the millennial stuff. Shout out my merch right there.
yes,
You know, so I've stayed consistent with that stuff. One thing I did a ton when I first started was I was obsessed with replying to every single comment to the point where I would be on my phone for 4 hours at night. Like my wife would have gone upstairs to bed and I would just be sitting there. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, I have to reply. Because I want people to be able to access me and I want people to know that I care and I appreciate the support. And then I realized like, this is taking a huge toll on me.
Yes.
But I don't want people to think I'm rude and I don't want people to think that I don't see it because there is so much.
Yeah.
But what I found started to work for me is I would listen to the comments and I would start creating content around what people are kind of talking and asking about.
Yes.
That way they're kind of like, oh, I said that. And now he's kind of doing it. So
Yeah,
it's
like
like,
he's listening to
it's
me.
an ode to
Yeah.
them where it's like, hey, I'm listening. It's just like, also fucking Instagram is a nightmare to reply to comments
Oh
on
my
compared
gosh.
to TikTok.
Oh,
TikTok
it's
is
the
like
worst.
tap, reply, done. Instagram, I'm like, I replied to the wrong person and then it like it posts to my page. I'm like, now I got a whole video out there that's just like LOL. Like,
Yes.
it's just like it's a nightmare and it's too much to juggle.
It is. I feel like boundaries are huge
Content
with
creator problem.
the comment. Yeah, it is. Like
Yeah.
you talk about this with people that you can talk about it with. Because like I'm the same way. I tell myself like, okay, read the comments for the first like 20 minutes, reply to a few because I do like the engagement, but then I just can't keep up. And I feel like people understand that. But I would have to say, Ian, you replied to one of mine once and I was like, let's go. Oh my God. It was like before I knew you. I was like, yes.
And now I'm the one that's like, yes, she said she's going to be on the podcast, boys.
It's crazy. You never know where.
Full circle.
Yeah, it is a
Can
full
answer
circle
all
moment.
those comments, can't respond to a text. That's crazy.
Oh my
His
God.
phone number memorized into my soul. Next question. I'll say it on this. No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't.
Oh my gosh.
Goodness.
So when it comes to the content itself, have you, I mean, I know you say that the shut the fuck up is like the niche thing that you like,
shit's so
you'll always have a passion for, but like, what kind of direction do you see yourself going? Like, do you have a favorite type of video to make, like that makes you feel like fulfilled?
Yeah, like I feel like the comedy ones are what make me happy. Like I don't know. I love like making people laugh. But lately I've been trying to push it and like think of skits kind of more like how you do. Like I did one on Thanksgiving with my brother and my parents.
That one was funny. I thought that was so cool.
I've yet to see a bad video, so.
Oh, that's fair. That's a good point. Because it was very clever, and I was like, that is such a real thing when, you know, in certain families, especially when you have a couple siblings, you're like, all right, well, I got to hear all the questions.
The holidays are rough for that reason. Like I love seeing everyone, but it's like I don't need to tell you like when my last date was.
Yeah,
right.
Like it's exhausting, and the dating culture is so brutal. I don't know what your relationship statuses are, but
Same.
yeah, it's just it's rough.
With you there.
So
It's the worst.
Yeah,
But
my dating scene is tough. It's really hard to get a date, especially when you're married like me and I have a wife. It's like she's very against me going
Yeah, I
on
was gonna
dates. So I'm
say.
like, come on.
I could see that. I could see her.
Check it.
getting
And
real-
now this right here, because she says she listens, but I don't know if she actually does
Oh,
because
yeah.
she
Now you can
prefers
test.
Dax Shepard with an armchair expert.
love.
She loves Dax. Yeah,
It's
it
a
is.
great
It is a really
podcast.
good one. It is a really good podcast, but
See
it
if
just
you're
you know,
listening.
yeah. So we'll see if she's
Ma'am.
actually listening because I'll probably
You'll hear
get
about
I'll get
it.
like a pan thrown at me when this part comes up. So
Make it a big heavy pan for that big old cranium.
But yeah, I forget what the question. The question was where
what your
direction I
favorite
want
type
to
of
go.
content?
Yeah, I would
and where
say
you see it going.
Yeah, I do. So I'm really excited because I feel like with this upcoming move, with leaving my job, I'm going to have more time. I want to tap into, because I love like video editing and stuff, more like day in the life stuff, but inserting comedy into it, like taking people with me. Because a lot of my comments are like, we just love how normal you are. Please stay normal. And I'm like, I promise I'm too lazy to not be normal. like that's literally it. Like you see me from my bed because I'm not standing up and putting the ring light on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just want to keep going and seeing where it takes me. And I'm just looking forward to taking a chance on myself. Like I'll never forget. And Dad, I know you're listening to this, but when I first started popping off, him and my mom were kind of like, yeah, but like, this isn't, you can't really, like, and I get it. Their generation, it's so different. My grandma, who's turning 89 this week, is like, I don't know what you're doing. And I'm like, it's okay. Like, I understand. It's a little weird. But no, I think could this burn out? Sure. But I'm not going to give up yet. I'm going to keep going, see where it takes me. Like, I'm thinking my mindset right now is like, where will I do stand up one day? Will I, meet someone, network, get a job down the line? Like, I just feel like right now this is where I'm supposed to be. So I'm just kind of riding it out. That's my mindset.
I love that.
Great feeling.
And what is
Yeah.
like the dream companies that you can work with? Because you said you have an agent now or a
Yes.
manager. So now
Duncan is the 2025 goal. Like, we're manifesting that hard.
we are going to manifest that.
They've liked stuff, commented. Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm on their card. I don't know. I'm hoping for that, but I don't know. I also would love to do some stuff with mental health. Like, I feel like when I stop working, when I switch to content creation, I'll be able to kind of reach out to people more and be like, hey, I want to get involved with this. I want to give back to this. Cause I'd love to speak at schools one day. That's a big, big goal for me.
Oh, I love that.
Because I feel like teenagers, that's such a tough time. And I feel like I was dealing with a lot when I didn't even realize it. So I just want, to go into schools and be like, hey, like, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Like, I know life's hard.
Amen to that.
real.
So speaking of schools, when you were growing up, did you do like arts program or anything like that? Were you always kind of like this?
I'm pretty
Like, funny?
artsy, not like theater. I think the comedy came later. I think the comedy comes with the trauma.
It does.
But I've always been like I love painting and stuff. That was something I did in treatment. I really reconnected with painting, creating. I got create tattooed on me, like as a reminder on my hand to like keep my hands moving, keep doing what you love. And now I feel like it's forming into this kind of digital way, and like 500,000 people are watching me. It's crazy. But I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I don't care about the number of followers. I care about it because I'm like a hustler and I'm like, more followers, more opportunity.
Right.
But I'm not sitting here like, oh, I lost a follower. Or like I feel like if you tie your worth to that, it can be a slippery slope. So I'm just trying to ride it out as like a business venture in a way.
Yeah.
But like also if you're watching this, you're very valuable to me. And I appreciate everyone who follows me. I just can't believe I'm at this point, really, because to tie in back to where I was going with my parents, like a couple weeks ago, I was sitting there and I was like starting to apply to jobs again. And I just kind of looked at my dad. He's like my go-to guy with everything. And I was just like, I really think I can do this. Like, I'm just going to like take a chance on myself. If I fail, I fail. And let's see. But yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this.
That's all right. It sounds like you have the big bets on you. And that's a good place to be because the power's with you too.
Yeah.
Especially because you know what you're capable of, and to take that chance says a lot. Even just like a move, because both of us have uprooted twice, 3 times Florida. That's what I'm thinking.
I mean, that's the only time I really uprooted.
All right,
everything
so
else.
once or twice
I've
we've
moved
both-
a shit ton, but
Yeah.
like all in Rhode
Like
Island.
completely uprooted our lives and everything, and like it takes a big space to do that.
Yeah.
So good for you, especially because you're gonna have to.
You'll
go
be
to
back.
New York.
Everyone
I'll
comes
probably be
back.
back.
Do you We should send her some car air fresheners, Febreze, things like that.
Absolutely.
So,
Can you just go and get it blocked permanently? I don't know. I don't know if you can do that.
is that a
I know,
rhinoplasty?
and
No,
the
no,
rats.
that's not-
Rats
the
are
rats.
gonna have to go
The,
away.
Scooby will take care of that.
I was just gonna say,
What kind of
perfect-
dog is Scooby?
So we're finding out soon. I sent out a DNA test.
Okay, cool.
But I did one once, and it was saying he was like very much hound and terrier, which I thought was wrong. So I kind of am doing a better one this time. But I always say he's like a black mouth cur hound mix because he's just he was surrendered at 3 months from Texas to Boulder. I walked in, he was like peeking through the crate, and I was like, I want to see that one. And I wanted to change his name though. I was like, Scooby, isn't it? And then I was playing with him, and my roommate said I was calling him Scoob already. So it was just meant to be.
Yeah.
But that dog is like, I can't even think about how dogs can't live forever because we're so attached.
Yeah.
Like and it's cool that people are starting to love him because he's such a big part of my life.
Yeah.
So I love sharing him.
That's great. So
Yeah.
I have a 6.5-year-old husky.
Okay, so same age as two.
Yeah.
Wow,
so,
he's 6.5 already?
Yeah, exactly.
Holy
So
smokes. That was
I
fast.
cannot tell you. I do not cry. I'm not a crier. Don't know why, but
He
when it
literally
comes to
cries all the time. Well, I don't know what he is talking about. He cries about everything.
I never cry. Whining and crying are different. Throwing a temper tantrum is not.
You're talking
crying.
to an elementary school teacher here, okay? She knows the difference.
Okay, back to what I was saying. When
Aries.
I don't know why, but sometimes I'll put myself in this mindset where I'm like, oh, it's like halfway. What am I? For no reason. Like we're having a moment. And I'm like, oh no.
No,
What's
seriously.
going on? Why am I thinking this? It's like, because I walk around, I'm like, I can't stand all this dog hair. It's like, you little shit, stop with the hair. I don't need any more. And then I'll be at work. I'm like, I'm going to miss this one day. Like, why am I doing that?
Literally feel
Why?
like we're like kindred souls because that's me with Scooby. And I'm always thinking about him. Like I'm out with my friends and I'm like, I wonder what Scoops is up to.
Yes.
We have a
Okay.
friend, and I'm going to call him out right now because he listens to this, who uses his dog as an excuse to get out of everything. Like, he's like, we'll be out for like an hour. He's like, oh, I got to go home and take him for a walk and feed him. I was like, did you just not do that at all today? Because it's only been an hour. Ryan, I know that you're listening and you're hearing this. So, yes, I'm talking about you and Kobe.
I love you, Ryan. So much.
Also, I have my mini dapple
Phoebes.
dachshund Phoebes, and it's actually, like, I kid you not, it is fucking sickening how cute she is.
Yeah.
She's
It
really
is, like,
cute.
I see her, like, when we cuddle in the morning and she, like, does all this stuff, I'm just like, I have to grab the pillow next to me and squeeze it because I can't be her because I would crush her to death.
Yeah.
But it just, like, I haven't
Can
thought about
confirm.
that, so thank you guys very much for that existential crisis I'm going to go through when I get home and see her.
I'm sorry.
But also, she is, like, an absolute menace.
Yeah.
She is a menace to
I've
society.
heard that about wiener dogs.
They are nuts. She is nuts.
is.
I was not ready for it. I
Yeah.
grew up with a black lab and cocker spaniel, so I'm used to dogs that are kind of looking for commands that are
Yeah.
like, yeah, tell me what to do. And she's just like, bitch, this is my house. You're gonna knock on my fucking door. Let me tell you. Yeah, and like, they come in. Guests come in. They come in for a hug. She's like, that's my fucking dad. Give me your ankle right now. And it's like,
It's so fun to add voices too. That's what I've done with
Oh,
Scooby
the
lately.
Trickster?
I love that.
I love Trickster.
Because one, it fits him so well too.
Yeah.
Like if you think about it, he sees me all the time. Like he's with me all the time. So he knows me. So all this stuff that I'm spilling, like when I did the suspect challenge with him.
oh my god, that was
Oh,
so
that was
freaking
it's
funny.
me shitting on myself, but
Yes.
like it's funny because he does see all that all the time.
So it's character accurate.
Yeah, it really
Oh,
is.
that was good. I did that. I tried to do that one, and it was funny. I thought it was funny, which is what matters. And the first one you did, where you're like shit talking each other, I laughed so hard because I was like, "That's what I was trying to do." It was good.
So you got him. You rescued him in Boulder, Colorado,
From Texas.
From Texas.
Yeah, he was surrendered at 3 months. Don't know why, but I'm glad he was because he
New,
found me.
you could do a new one, like stupid motherfuckers. Thank you so fucking much for this, you idiots.
You know, it's actually so jumping around, but I got a text from a mom of a daughter I used to teach the other day, and she was like, my friend keeps sending me your TikToks. These are hilarious. And I thought about it. I was like, oh my gosh, the kids I used to teach, their parents are like watching me now. Like, it's just so funny how life can change.
I love that. And I love that you are not only getting those texts, but like when you went back to be a teacher, you're like, it seems like the world is just putting you in full circle
Yeah.
moment all the time. And
I'm
that's why I
excited.
can't wait to get the text from you
Yes.
to celebrate your win that Duncan has hired you. And now you're doing it's going to be great. I promise.
I can't
Just
wait.
keep chugging along. It's going to be, I tell you
Dun
what,
Queen.
you're not doing yourself any favors going down to New York,
I know.
but
Well, maybe
we'll
they're-
allow it.
Yeah, it's for family.
It's for family. They'll
family.
understand.
Yeah. And like I'm already telling you guys that I'll probably be back. So.
Yeah, I love that you did the month-to-month thing. You're like, I have an escape route.
Yeah,
in
because
place.
we could hate it. Scooby could look at me and be like, "Mom, we're not doing this."
That's true. I didn't even think
outta
about
here.
having Scoob down in New York.
Yeah.
But there are dogs like everywhere, especially in Brooklyn.
My brother has one too,
Okay,
and they
yeah.
like each other. So
There you go.
because Scooby doesn't love everyone, he's a little selective.
Yes.
He's a real one.
If Aries has, if it
Sounds like he's from New England, honestly.
Yeah, honestly.
Aries same way, medium size or above, he's like, you are gonna get these paws. Anything smaller than that, he's like, I don't even care about you. It's
So
he's a
funny.
wiener.
Yeah, no, that is funny.
And he's the biggest wiener. Like he's such a soft ass. I've seen him get beat up at the park so many times. Dogs just put him down. It's like, dude, stop. Why are you doing it? Sorry, I let my dog get beat up at the park sometimes. My bad.
I was gonna say, I don't know if this is a good.
They don't hurt him. They just pin him down. They're like, dude, you're doing too much. Stop.
Honestly, this might be your first viral clip. I feel like I'm getting instant karma for talking shit about your speaking abilities
Dude.
here because I keep messing up everything I'm saying.
You should.
This is nauseating.
Fun fact. How old's Phoebe? 3?
She'll be 3 in February.
So for the first 3.5 years of Aries' life, all he did was talk shit.
No, there is context to this.
Mute his ass,
There
please.
is context
Mute
to
him,
this.
please.
Go ahead and finish, but I'm going to
So
correct
many times he'd be like, "Oh, one day you're gonna get a dog." Because I used to think that I was
it. Okay, good.
like
Clarify it for me.
the person when it came to dog. Like, oh, when I get a dog one day, that dog's gonna be so prim and proper. And I have a husky. That was not my first mistake, but that was my first like, oh shit moment. This is a lot harder than I made it out to be. And then 3.5 years went by and somebody got the Phoebster and it all came back full circle. Karma
Never
literally
claimed that I
bit
was a
him in
dog.
the
I
ankle.
never claimed I was a dog whisperer though. It was a small dog, so I was like, these things. I was like, she's gonna bark. That's what small dogs do. They've got a complex.
She barks.
I did not anticipate the aggressiveness and her inability to. She hates other dogs. She'll warm up to people, but you just have to like. She needs to lick your face and taste your nose boogers before she can totally love you.
Yeah.
Once you let her lick your face once, you're golden.
Yeah.
And then she's like docile on her back, like, okay, you can love me. But it's just like, other dogs, she's like, forget it. But that's what I was going to clarify. I was like, we had a couple of dogs and he was like, you guys have no idea what you're doing with dogs. If that was my dog, that would never happen.
Yeah.
Then he gets Aries and he rules the roost. He just walks around.
He's not like a screamer though. He has a lot to say, but he doesn't like scream. Like you see those videos where huskies are just like sirens.
Yeah.
He's not like that, thankfully.
Yeah.
But he does talk back quite a bit. He's got a mouth.
All right, now that we've done all the dog talk, let's go to Colorado. Tell us
Yes!
about your experience in
Finally.
Colorado.
I
Because we're New Englanders. He's been, I haven't been, but that's a
Isn't it
totally
beautiful?
different
People
world.
are
in
so
here.
nice. It's insane. We're assholes here, truly.
Yes,
like
100%.
New Englanders, I mean.
Well,
like,
we're not that bad.
Oh no.
But no, everyone's really nice. The views, you like growing up in New England, it's a special place. There's so many different reasons why I love New England. But going to Colorado, it was like, oh wow, if I was born here, I'd go to Massachusetts and be like, what the fuck? Because every day I woke up and saw the Flatiron Mountains and like this when the snow was on them and everyone's so active, you're so inspired all the time. Like it's a different world and everyone's really beautiful. It's kind of annoying, but just nice people. And I loved my experience there. I really only moved home because mental health and it's really expensive there. But yeah, I loved it. I can't recommend it enough.
What part did you live in?
Boulder. So,
that's right. You said that. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's for real.
Where'd you go?
I was only there for like a weekish. It was like a vacation, but we spent half the time there in Denver.
Denver's really
the city, because we were like, oh, let's do some city life because it is quite nice, and then let's do the complete opposite. And we got an Airbnb like literally 20 minutes up in a mountain. It was so
that's
cool.
awesome.
No service. It was awesome.
Wasn't awesome for me. I have his location. I was stressed.
Yeah.
I was like, where are you? I lost your location as you were heading towards a mountain. Text me back.
But it's so I always joke about it on the podcast when people talk about certain things. Like, yes, we have mountains, but like those are mountains out there. They're completely different.
Exactly.
And it's so beautiful. It really is.
It really is.
But yeah, we did.
Leave the White Mountains alone on New Hampshire, okay? Those are beautiful mountains.
I've never been. Maybe I should go.
I know.
Make
I
it a point.
grew up going to Waterville Valley. I saw
Yes.
Keystone. I was like, wait, this is amazing.
Yeah.
But
Shout out Waterville. I love
what was I going to ask? Oh, 16th Street, I think it's called. It connects the train station all the way down. It's like super popular. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that a lot. It was really nice to see all those places, breweries, restaurants, stuff to do, shopping.
It's a great spot.
It's a fun time when you decide to go.
I'll go at some
with
point.
me.
I'll go at some point.
Frontier.
I really don't want to go see beautiful people though, so I'm kind of a little bit deterred. Any Hoosers. Okay, so you liked in Colorado, but you came back and now you're going to New York. But let's talk a little bit about New England.
Yeah.
Have you been to all the states?
I think so. Actually, I was dying laughing. I'm geographically challenged a little bit. And I know the states that are in New England, but when you were asking Maggie to rate them, I was like, oh my God, if they asked me to do this, what if I don't remember one of them?
Oh, perfect timing.
We'll clarify for you.
but no.
Spoken like a true New Yorker already.
Yeah, I've been.
You probably think Rhode Island. You probably think you're in New York right now. This is not Long Island. You are in Rhode Island. Thank you for being here. Good friggin' morning from New England, folks. This episode of the So New England podcast is brought to you by Iggy's RI.
Iggy's RI serves their award-winning clam cakes, chowder, doughboys, and more at 2 beautiful locations, one in Narragansett and one in Warwick, Rhode Island.
If you're visiting the Oakland Beach location, don't forget, Iggy's Boardwalk is a full-service restaurant. They also have Iggy's Creamery. But in case you missed a taste of home, don't forget, Iggy's RI ships worldwide on Goldbelly, right to your front door.
Iggy's also offers catering for your next event, as well as their very own food truck, bringing their Rhode Island tradition directly to you.
For more questions, visit iggy'sri.com. And remember, folks, it's always summer at Iggy's. Okay, so have you been to all the states here in New England?
Yes, I believe so. I think. Run them down for me.
We have Vermont,
yep,
Maine, New Hampshire,
yep,
Massachusetts, Rhode Island, which is what you're in right now. Yep. Okay, and then we also have...
Yeah. Okay. So that's what I thought, first of all. But yeah, I've been to all of them. Are we going to rank them?
I was going to say, let's just go for it right now. Let's just go for the ranking. Tell us what you think.
I think, I mean, oh gosh, I think.
There it is.
I mean, I have to say Massachusetts, come from Massachusetts.
Right.
Makes sense. I am like a New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine gal.
I love that.
Ooh.
And then I would say Rhode Island, but just because I don't have a lot of Rhode Island experience, I think I need to come visit more. And then Connecticut is at the bottom.
Yes,
I think
always.
that's like,
it's kind of we kind of permanently put it at number 6. So
yeah, like I've driven through.
Sometimes we get some psychopaths that come in here and they're like, "Oh, number 2," and I'm like, "Get the fuck out."
Yeah,
but,
no, but definitely like, I don't know. I want to explore more though. I'll have to venture out. I'll have to get some
So what
reps.
have you done here then?
There was some, I don't know.
You went to Newport, I'm guessing.
Yes, I know. I have been to
Everybody
Newport.
goes. They love the Newports.
There was something with like this is dating me back to like high school, but there was something with like water, like a river or something.
Oh yeah, water fire.
Yeah, that's what we did. Yeah, that was cool. That was like a cool
that
little
happens, right? Just so anyone who doesn't know, we are in downtown Providence, and right behind this window here is the water fires in Providence. So
on air at
they
the
are
Turks.
beautiful. They
That
are very
was a
nice.
cool experience.
Yeah, those are fun. Those are always fun. There's always a lot going on. There's always good energy around it. So
Yeah. And then me and my friends used to like rent an Airbnb in college summers in like New Hampshire or Maine, and we would just, party all weekend.
Oh, that's
That was
awesome.
a lot
That's
of fun.
cool.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
Unfortunately, we grew out of that
Why didn't
stage,
we
but
ever do that?
it was
Were
a lot of
Airbnbs around when we were in that phase of our lives?
Check this man right now. What did he just ask me? Why didn't we ever do that? Did he just ask me that?
Yeah.
Vin, remind this man what we're doing for my fucking birthday this year.
We'll be going to New Hampshire.
That's different.
Oh yeah, we're renting.
Yeah, you guys are going. I'm not going.
Exactly. You said why didn't we do it? We still do it. We
What
are
did she say?
that she rented a house.
Airbnbs to go and like party and drink. When did we do that?
We're about to do that.
No, I'm not.
30s are the new 20s.
Partying with him is the worst.
This is
He's too much goddamn fun. I hate it. And he's always sober. And I hate that more. I've only seen him drunk like twice in my life, and I need it one more time before I go.
And the one time I cooked everyone raw meat. Oh, were you there?
No, that
was
might have been the third time then.
We went to Have I told the story on here already?
No, please do though.
No.
Okay, so I didn't drink until I was 21. And then from 21 to 23, 24-ish, I drank a little bit. And by a little bit, it was like 2 beers and Ian was shit-faced, basically.
Can
and they
confirm.
were like, I only drank like the Angry Orchards, like apple crisp. And also for a lot of, guys would be like, that's not a man's drink. It's also more alcohol than a regular beer,
He
just
was
to clarify.
also sugar high, so that didn't help his.
So we went to the
can't
Patriots
wait to
game.
see where
I
this
had like
goes.
4 Bud Light, and I was like shit-faced the entire game, and I had to drive us home. So I stopped drinking once we got into the game. Threw up in the trash can at the top of the stadium, trying to sing the national anthem. Well, have you ever been to Gillette before?
Yeah.
So you know the zigzags to get up to your seat? I was sprinting those, and I wear a full onesie, and I'm screaming the national anthem at the top of my lungs as I'm running, and then I get up to the top, and all the food came up. So I threw up in the trash can.
Oh my gosh.
Then we go to our seat. Not going to say anything else that happened at the seat. Vin did get punched in the face. That was not my fault. So we get back. Patriots won, playoff game. Patriots won the game. So leaving Gillette is like a nuts. It's like
insane.
an impossible thing. You're there
Especially
for like 4
when
hours.
they win.
So
One.
we post-game tailgated. Now, mind you, playoffs is in the winter, so it's dark. It's pitch black. I had like a George Foreman type of grill, but it's one of those grills that's like a flat iron top. Like you can't see below.
Yeah.
So I had no idea. I had no idea that the gas had cut out. So everyone else is still drinking. They drank the whole game. I didn't. So I start cooking everyone's dinner. We're in like the back parking lot of like D12 in the backwoods.
Yep, I remember.
Can't see a fucking thing. And so the meat stopped cooking. The only thing that happened was the outside seared a little bit. And I fed everyone raw hot dogs and
Red.
hamburgers and steaks, and it was just completely raw.
Did they eat them?
Everyone ate them.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone. We ate everything.
Crushed.
And then the worst part is because everyone ate and got, I was not drunk. I would never drive drunk. I was sober at this point, but I'm exhausted. It's like 1:30 in the morning, and I've got all of this full belly. I need to go to bed. So I go to leave. I go to drive. I go past the exit. Next fucking thing you know, we're in Cape Cod. And it's like 2 o'clock, and I'm like, oh my fucking God, I just made this drive
I think
so
I was in
much
the
worse.
driver's seat too. I was the only one
he
who noticed.
passed out. Everyone's just like, yeah. I think he woke up, and he was one that was like, why does the sign say Cape Cod? And I was like, fuck, I missed the exit.
That's brutal.
Yeah, so that's my Patriots story. So that's why I don't really drink. So halftime of the Super Bowl Patriots, I had 2 angry apple orchards.
Something like that.
I was drinking a little bit. I was pissed. We did our, annual shot at kickoff. I was feeling good, but then I was miserable because the Patriots were losing.
Yeah.
So I said, I'm not drinking. No more. And I haven't had a drink since. Minus a few sips of Guinness when I was in Ireland at the Guinness factory. But no alcohol since.
Good for you.
I don't even know why I told you
this
this story at that point.
And
but,
I
you know.
hate every minute of
There
it.
it is. That's what it was.
So
I don't
I
drink.
do lie. We have gone to
And that's why I
3
can't
bachelor
drink.
parties now.
Throwing
So-
up and feeding all my friends. And by the way, that morning at like 4 a.m., I woke up and threw up all over the
Yeah, I was
place
gonna
again.
say there has to be
Everyone
like-
got sick, by
yeah.
the way. I forgot to.
That
was one of the fun
insane.
stories I wasn't there for. So I
Oh
think it's
man, you
He was in
missed-
college, though.
Was
Right?
I?
You were in
I don't
college.
remember.
Right? Was
So
he in college at that
long
point?
ago.
Because that was
Yeah, it had to have been.
yeah, I was like
14?
yeah.
The end of college, beginning? I don't
Yeah, it
know.
was I forget what game it was, but anyways. So are you a sports fan here in New
Yeah.
England?
Yes.
Okay.
I grew up
Alright.
a sports fan. I mean, I grew up in literally the best time frame with
Yellow.
Boston sports. We all
Yes,
did.
low.
Did you play any sports?
I did. I was not like a regular athlete, but I did soccer, softball, basketball a little bit, but soccer and softball were my main ones.
Oh, nice.
Canton High School, class 2014.
Oh, okay. Are you into the Revolution, New England Revs at all? Have you ever?
No, I mean, I've been to some games. Like, they're great, but
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah. All right. So then I guess.
oh, sorry.
No.
I was gonna say I love like Patriots games. It's my dad is a season ticket holder, so we do go a lot. so I'm very
we
I'm
love
very
Dad. We should have brought Dad on the pod.
Yeah,
we didn't know that Dad had
Dad.
season tickets. We
I
would
never
never
knew
leave
my
you for New York,
father.
Dad. What's your dad's name?
Michael.
Michael. Why don't you come down to
Michael.
Providence? Come on the podcast. If by some reason you want to take us with you to a game for your season tickets,
I'll go.
we won't say no.
Also, shout out my mom. She's always in your comments tagging Duncan. I'm like, Mom, stop. They're not just
Is she
'cause-
really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love her.
Oh my God, she loves you.
Oh my, we should have brought the whole
We
family.
really should have. But no, everyone's a fan of Ian Brownhill.
Oh, that's fantastic. This
I
is
get
great.
it. I get it at work.
This feels like all of a sudden it's my podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
One of the funny things, I've been meaning to tell him this, but I'll tell it now. So there is a girl that I refer to at work on the pod quite a bit. She's hilarious. She's a sweetheart of a person. And she came up to me the other day. She goes, I made a mistake. I said, what'd you do? She goes, I told my mom that I knew somebody who knows Ian Brownhill. And now all she does is send me his TikToks and Instagram. I said, you poor thing.
Our moms should be friends. My mom.
I just want to put it out there that is my demographic.
Yes, it is.
Oh, yeah. Moms love
most
you.
commented thing is, dude, my mom loves you.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, my mom watches all your videos. I take pictures with anyone under the age of 30, and it's so that they can tell their moms that they met me.
That's awesome.
It's
know?
the best.
You know, that's just how it is. So,
Hey, embraced it. That's what matters.
all right,
We
then.
love
So,
it.
why don't you go ahead and rank your New England sports in order for us, how you like to enjoy them?
Okay. I think I'm going to go Patriots, Bruins, Celtics, Red Sox. And the only reason the Red Sox fall short, which I know that
Because baseball.
It's baseball and the length of it. And
Yeah.
It has gotten much better since they changed, since they added the pitch clock and they changed all those rules. But
yeah. I will say the Fenway experience, like there's
Yes.
nothing like going to Fenway.
Yes.
Yep, took the words right
I
out of my
love
mouth.
going to games. I've only been to maybe half a dozen in my entire life, but I put baseball on if it's like nothing else is
Right.
on.
Well, how do you guys feel about golf? Oh my gosh. Because my dad watches golf. Like, I'm like, what are you
wrong
watching?
place.
Watching it or playing it. Those
Oh,
are
I
two
well,
put
he
on-
does
I put on
golf.
I watch golf if it's like the Masters and it's
Yeah.
like, hole
Usually
17,
it's more
18,
background noise. When I lived in an apartment, anytime I was cleaning, that's what was on in the background. Because it was easy to just be like, oh.
This guy's Tiger Woods, big golfer right here.
Nice.
Back-to-back episodes. I'm trying to put you out there.
Physically, I look the part because you boy has got swag out there in the course. But my ability to look good and my ability to golf good, complete opposite sides of the spectrum.
I meant to tell you, he got me these custom golf balls for my bachelor party that have a shamrock on them because I'm like, very proud of my Irish heritage. And my favorite number is 8. Shout out Kobe, R.I.P. the GOAT. And he put that on the golf ball. And I was like, why would you do this? I'm going to fucking hit these in the woods. And I haven't touched the boxes forever. I just went to Florida, Miami
Yeah,
last
saw
week, and I opened up my first box. I lost the entire box on the front end. I lost a ball every hole. Some holes twice. And I was like, this is the word. I jinxed it.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
also just not that good. But
Yeah. That's great.
it was Florida. It was nice. There was a lot of
get you some
gators and
more.
crocodiles and stuff like that.
Yeah, the Gator stuff was funny. What were you like? You can't park here.
Yeah. I was like, hey, pal, you can't park here.
They don't seem real to me, but like they
Isn't it
seem like
wild?
what is it, like animatronics or something?
Yeah. Right.
That's what it feels like every time I see one of those.
It was great. My uncle made a really good point because I lived in Miami for like 2 years and I saw crocs and I saw gators every, now and again, but I had never seen this many, which is why I posted. And I only posted 2 times. There was one on every hole. And he said, well, it's because we had a cold front. So the water is cold for them. So they get out of the water all day to get warm. And then that's how they get.
interesting.
I was
Learn
like, oh, no
something
kidding.
new.
Because I guess, if they freeze, they die. Kind of like frogs.
Dang.
If it's like below a certain temperature, they just like freeze in the water. And I was like,
Oh my gosh.
we should probably just make the
crazy.
water cold then. I mean, they're pretty useless, right? I mean, I don't know. Unless you want those gator skin print boots.
Gator
Although
nuggets
those
aren't
are
bad.
Can't say that. Pete is going to get you.
They're going to get you first
Why?
because you said something about Aries.
How much I love him?
Okay, so you have lived in this beautiful state for many years, but you traveled Colorado. There was a vacation you took. Was it Punta Cana? Where'd you go?
Cabo, to one of my
Cabo.
friend's weddings.
Cabo.
But I also studied abroad in Australia for
Ooh.
5 months.
Good day, mate.
Yes.
Bless your heart.
I
I had
had
no
never gone there.
idea.
Very much loved that country
Nope.
because the spiders.
Wow.
Listen.
Now I need to know about
Hold
this
on.
experience.
Hold on. We're having a moment.
Okay.
I lived in the South from the age of like 4 to 13-ish. Sorry. I play with it too much and it loosens up and it falls. And the bugs down there are different. I only lived in the Carolinas. The roaches, the spiders, they're all like on steroids. I've seen content creators like, oh, this spider fell in my bed, and thankfully I heard the thud, and I'm like, how do you still have a home?
I
Like,
never ran
set
into
that
spiders like
thing on
that.
fire.
I know.
bugs?
It's crazy. Spiders do scare me.
I watched too many. Okay. We can cut this if you want, but I watched one of those videos, like those series of like deadliest animals, and so many come like spiders, big old thick boys. Oh,
Why would you do
I don't
that to
know.
yourself?
I don't know.
So, you spent time in Australia.
5 months. It was insane. It actually feels like a fever dream because I not only studied abroad in Australia, I traveled the coast because flights are like $70 to go to a different part on the coast. It's insane. Went to Thailand, Bali, and New Zealand. So it was insane. It was just, I was on that side of the world. I wanted to do everything I could.
Yeah.
Met amazing people. And it really does feel like a fever dream. But my friend I just went to the wedding to, I hadn't seen her in 6 years and we reunited there. We're like, okay, we're not letting that much time go by again. But anyway, Australia is amazing. Like
That
10
is
out of
so
10
cool.
recommend.
And it's good because you're from Massachusetts and Australians and people from Massachusetts kind of sound alike. I often get that in my comment section. Like, is this guy Australian? Oh, what are you talking about? What are you talking about, mate?
Yeah, I could see it.
Did you know that if you say the letters R,
Oh no.
the letter N, and then the name, and then the letter R again, it's say R and R.
R&R.
No, no, see,
R&R.
you're trying to say it. Just say R and R. R and R.
R&R.
R and R.
R&R.
Yeah, it sounds like you're saying, oh no. Oh no, R and R. You know what I mean? Anyways, that was useless. Sorry about that. Okay, so you are definitely very well traveled.
Yes, a little bit.
So I'm sure you listen to Maggie's podcast. Do you know what this next question is going to be?
Yes, it's like where I would want to. You can say it.
Yeah. Oh no, by all means, please.
What I would want to make a part of New England, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Bring in one state, one country, one continent, whatever you would like to add.
This has been
to
getting
New
us
England.
so much controversy lately. It's great.
I know, it's my favorite.
Yeah.
Originally, I thought I was gonna say Colorado because of like where I've been, but I don't know. I think like Gold Coast, Australia would be really cool. Ooh. That's where I was, and it was just amazing.
I mean, you obviously haven't been to the beaches here in Rhode Island because we look like the Gold Coast without the shocks, mate. Can I get canceled for doing this accent? You think?
I don't think so. We'll find out.
Honestly, I'm also impressed. I feel like it sounds pretty decent. I never thought I would be good
You
at
are
it.
you might have to do a
so good
skit
at
on it.
accents.
I might have to.
You're just so
I'm in
good.
the middle of growing my hair out too, so I'll dye it blonde. I'll do a whole like Australian,
Do it.
like Thor thing.
The wigs
Same.
absolutely kill me. Not only is you're wearing a wig, but it's like a ratty wig.
Honestly, I keep that thing stored in like a drawer in my bedroom. So it's like my cosplay and like all my like junk that I use for videos. So I've got like 4 wigs and they all get stuck to each other because it's like overstuffed. It's like a junk drawer.
Yeah.
We all got one, right? So
No,
it's like
100%.
it's like, yeah. So I just take it out and I put it on and it just like is a mess.
It's awesome.
Awesome. Well, what else can you let people know that you have got coming up, going on? I mean, you're leaving your job full time. You're moving to New York. You got some merch coming out.
Yeah, just got the designs today, so stay tuned there. But my first merch drop was like very funny. It was like I designed it, I created it and put it out, and it's like very basic. So this one will be a little bit more like me and my style, which I'm excited to share. And then just stay tuned for the move and just like watching me grow and advocating for mental health. That's the goal, really, to continue to grow there.
Love it.
Fantastic. And where can everybody find you on socials?
At Andrea_Tamasi, which someone told me the underscore is the kiss of death. I don't think so.
Yeah,
I just want to share that.
So much stuff is made up about how all that stuff works.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Hard to keep track of.
Yeah, they say like don't post lie. I post so much because I'm like I gotta keep them entertained.
Well, Andrea, thank you so much for coming down and chatting with us today.
Thank you for
I
having
appreciate
me.
you dealing with the traffic and getting down to little old roadie.
It was worth it.
And I know you said you haven't been here a lot, so we'll have to give you some food recommendations.
Yeah,
like this
I gotta
where
come
you
back
can-
in the daylight for sure.
Definitely don't come here in the dark for sure.
Yeah. Absolutely not.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to conclude episode 27 of the So New England podcast. And as always, folks, remember, life's better in New England.